Alright, kids, here's a ghost story. This is one that I used to hear when I worked at summer camp. It was a very good one. So, way up in the Smoky Mountains, there's this rock. And it's a bald rock and an empty rock, and these days, no one knows just why nothing will grow on that rock. But way back when, a long time ago, there was a man lived on that rock, and he lived in a cabin, and he had 3 dogs. And he was a hunter, and he lived on that rock all alone. One day he was out hunting in the woods with his dogs, and he's walking through the brush, and it's been a long, long day, and he can't find anything. But he hears this noise, this rustling noise in the brush, and then a drag and a step, 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 and a crack as some of the twigs crack, and he's wondering, what is it? But he takes aim and he fires and doesn't hit anything. But there's this flash, and quick as a wink he whirls around and he slams his axe down on that flicker of movement. When he looks at what he's got, there's a tail lying there. It's a long, thick tail, as wide around as a barrel. What kind of creature has a tail like that? He looks behind it, and there's a drag of tail marks in the dirt. It's a long, long drag, a long snaky track, and whether it has feet or not, he's not real sure. But there it is, that's what he's got. And he looks at it, and he's like, well, that's something, but he's hungry. So he takes it home. And he tosses it in the stew pot, and you know what? It makes a pretty good stew. Throw in some carrots, some onions, it ain't bad. So there he is, and he finishes his stew, and the dogs eat it. And there's this rustle and this brush up against the walls. And it goes thump, whoosh, thump, whoosh, thump, whoosh, thump. And then he sends one dog out to look for it, but it doesn't come back. He sends another dog out to look for it, but it doesn't come back. He's got one dog left. Whoosh, thump, whoosh, thump. He sends his last dog out, and he hears a boom, and then nothing. Nothing at all. So he's lying there in the dark, with the door bolted shut and a chair up under the doorknob, and he hears, Tailypo, Tailypo, give me back my Tailypo. And he's like, no. And he just lays there. And he lays there, and he hears, Tailypo, Tailypo, give me back my Tailypo. And he says, I ain't got your Tailypo. And he hears, Tailypo, Tailypo, give me back my Tailypo. Well, he's pretty frightened now, and well, he should be, 'cause it just keeps circling the cabin. Swish, thump, swish, thump. And it brushes up against the walls. And he doesn't know what makes that sound, because that's a real weird sound to hear brushing up against the sides of your cabin wall in the middle of the night. And there's nothing he hears from his dogs. So he says, I ain't got your Tailypo. And then the creature says, well, where's it at then? Well, he doesn't really want to say. It's one thing to eat the tail of something that doesn't know how to talk, but eating the tail of something that does? Not really a good move. So he's sitting there and he's real quiet, real quiet. And he says, I ain't got your Tailypo. I ate it. And then from out of the darkness the voice comes, "Well, then I'll eat you all up." And then there was a great wind and a howling, and when the wind cleared, on that rock there was nothing except a giant black stain where the cabin stood, and the skeletons of 3 dogs lying along the edge. To this day, nothing has been heard of that cabin, and nothing will grow on that rock. So that's a story that I heard a long time ago, more or less, slightly amended by the amount of whiskey that I've drunk. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I am going to tag someone else in the notes. Bye.